item setup, I'm going to have a look at the spacing and the placement of our fire hydrants. So the first step that I'm going to do is to go to our settings, hydrant defaults, and for this site I'm going to use the low risk group 1, and I'm going to press OK. I'm also going to go to our display settings. I'm going to go to the hydrants. For the symbol, we're going to use the line pen 14. We're going to use the fill to be pen 1. The symbol size will be 1 in meters, and we're going to use our line width 0.3. We'll also draw a circle to show the distance for the spacing of the water meter, and we'll do a transparency. We're going to use a color scheme of default, but you can use of groups, fire risk categories, required flow, actual flow, and residual heads. You can have your circles which are displaying the spacing, also have a color category for that. We'll draw it, annotate with the solid pen, and we'll use a text of 2 millimeters. We can also have the text to display the category. For now I'm happy with that. I've ticked on this item. Now I'm going to press OK. I'll then go to graphical, draw hydrants, and I can go ahead with placing the hydrants. Now when you place the hydrant, yes, we can put a hydrant here, and yes, it is within the radius to serve this street, but it's not necessarily going to give access to that street along this route. It might be too long, so it's always easier to rather put it at intersections, and intersections that serve the greater community would always be better. I'll place it on this node here, and it will say that it has found a node within 1 meter, and it will place it at that node. I can then see that it will serve these areas as well, and we can probably, it really doesn't matter to have an overlapping service, rather that than not having a service. So we'll place some hydrants over here as well. You can see if I place this hydrant, we're going to have a lack of service here, so we'll go and place it on all the extremes, and we can go and fill in the gaps later. So I've clicked near, and it's found that there is a node. Would you like to snap to that node, or would I like to split the pipe and insert a new node? So I'm going to rather snap to that node. So it's always, as I say, best to try and do the extremes and go and fill in the gaps later. So here you can see that it will probably be best to have a service over here. As you'd want to be able to, it's quite a long distance away from any other nodes, so probably be best to have a service probably that would serve the greater community than rather putting it over there. Rather have something here. I'm going to place it at this intersection here. It'll serve the community a lot better. So we'll go in here. I don't want it to be in the middle of the intersection, so I'm going to place it somewhere a little bit away from it. And it's going to ask me, do I want to split the existing pipe and insert a new node? I'm going to say yes. And so there it's placed the fire hydrant a little bit away from the intersection, but perfect for that area. Great. You can then run your fire flow analysis, check for any warnings, and you can then also review your flow rates coming into the town or anywhere along the route, or velocities, to make sure that you're happy. Remember to click on each one if you're running different types of risk categories. You can also have a look at your results and look at your hydrants. You can see your flow rates and your residual head. these flow rates are in liters per second.